Hello YouTube. So today I decided to talk about my car accident and exactly what happened and what I had to go through with court and etc, because I keep getting messages about it, and to like, what is this? And to why I have like the scar under my eye, which you kind of can't really see, but it's there. And I'm just going to talk about it, and I will show you photos right up here exactly how it happened. So it was on, well, I guess I have my phone. Oh fuck. Never mind, now it's a screenshot. Okay, but it was like on, it was July 23rd. Yeah, it was July 23rd, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. July 23rd, and I went over to my mom's house to do her hair, which I always do at her house. And I remember I was holding a comb in my tooth, and that comb broke my fake tooth right here. And I was just like, damn it. Okay, cool, whatever. So my mom texts my dad when I'm doing her hair, like, hey, Sierra needs to get her tooth fixed before we go to the beach. Because a week after, yeah, like 2 weeks after, we were supposed to go to the beach, okay? Or like a week. And, so I finished my mom's hair. My mom gives me like the money and stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go buy some beer and chill with my friend Robert, which his name was Scrappy. So we start. So I start to go over to his house. On my way there, and then we got some beer. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Let's go chill at the river by my mom's house, which is like this little creek that people just drive through in and out. And so we're just sitting there, and it was a really nice summer day. And Scrappy's like, well, why don't we have a cookout at my house? I'm like, okay, cool. So we just had to wait for my friends Sarah and Erica to finish their work. And I probably had a good four to three beers. They're Corona ones, not the big ones, like the regular people size one. And then I decided to drive back. I thought I was fun to drive, and so I started driving, and then there's this really sharp turn that has a fence right there. And, I was drifting like a little bit, which I knew I should have taken the paved road. I knew I should have taken the paved road instead of the dirt road, because they just put fresh gravel on that road, which is Telegraph Springs Road, if anybody has ever heard of that road back in the Goonies. What the hell? Like back in the Goonies. And so, yeah, I drifted, and I hit the brake on 25, okay? And next thing I know, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I just opened my eyes, and I was just like, what the fuck just happened? And that picture, which you guys are seeing right now, is where the fence went straight through. And like, it was like right here. And I was just like, oh, great. And this is the view of where I think my mom took this one. Yeah, she did. And you can see where the fence just went straight through my windshield. And I just don't really know how that happened. So that happened. So when that happened, I woke up, and I was just like, I turned to my friend Scrappy. I'm just like, is my car fine? He was just like, no, it's not fine. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And then he's like, don't look at your face, because it was a scar, like, it was just nasty. It's a really big scar, and it was bleeding. And I didn't know what the fuck just happened, but I couldn't see out of this eye. I couldn't see. I thought I went blind. So I look at my mirror, and I'm just like, holy fuck. And I try to get out, but I can't, because the fence is literally on top of me, and I couldn't get out. And so my friend Scrappy pulls me out of the car, and I look at my shirt, and I'm like, what the fuck? I called my mom, like, Mom, you need to come right here. I just got into a car accident. I don't think my mom realized the extent of it until I called her over. She's like, oh, I'm putting the dogs down. I'm like, no, like, literally, like, screw the dogs. I need you to drive me to the hospital, because I knew a cop would have shown up, and I knew they were going to ask questions, and I was already drinking. I didn't feel drunk, maybe because adrenaline hit, but I'm pretty sure I was drunk. And, yeah, so my mom comes, and I literally hop that fence. I'm like, Mom, get me to the hospital. She's like, no, just sit in my car. And I tell her, I'm like, can I smoke a cigarette? I was like, Mom, I want a cigarette. She's like, no, just get in my car. I didn't sit down in her car because I was just gushing blood. He had Scrappy took off his shirt and let me just hold the pressure there. Called my friends Sarah and Erica. Erica, like, basically almost quit her job and just ran to the hospital over there. Sarah actually came to the scene and she was there within like 5 minutes. I think she sped too. Like, I've never seen her drive so fast. Like, from Percival to Philemont, it's probably like a good 10-minute drive if you're not speeding. And yeah, I see Sarah driving towards me, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And I'm all like, what the fuck? And they just put like this big bandage around my head, which you guys will see the picture right here. And remind you, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And Sarah said that she knew I was fine when she saw me walking. Like, I was perfectly fine. I was like, okay, cool. And then we get to the hospital. I have Scrappy in the ambulance with me. My mom's following in the back. And I had to pee really bad, but I didn't want to pee in the ambulance because I'm like, this is so awkward. I don't want to pee in the ambulance. So I was like, no, don't. Just like, no. And there was this cop there the whole time. And I told the doctor, so I was like, can you please tell him to leave? Like, tell him to leave. He's, like, getting me anxiety. This is so, like, I'm sorry. I know there's some good cops, but I've only dealt with, like, the bad ones. I'm just like, no, bye. Please leave me alone. Like, just get out of the room. So he leaves. They rip off my favorite shirt. They rip it off. And they're like, man, where does it hurt? I'm like, my eye hurts. What are you talking about? My eye, like, my back was fine. Yeah, I got, like, this, I don't think I have that scar. Oh yeah, I do have like this mini little scar right here from it, like where the fence went. And I was just like, it's just my eye, I can't see. And I had my contacts in. Remind you, I had my contacts in the whole entire time. This eye, I feel like I'm going blind in. And I was just like, oh my god. I was like, I don't think I was passing in and out, but I was just so out of it. I was like, what the fuck? And they kept doing x-rays. They kept telling me not to move my head. I'm just like, it was throbbing in pain. And they're like, okay, man, well, you're going to have to get emergency stitches. I've never gotten stitches, like, been awake for that. So I was just like, okay, can't be that bad. So my friends are about to go visit me in. And mind you, I didn't stay overnight or nothing like that. Erica and Scrappy were trying to come in, but that's when the Dr. Chang was just coming in to do my stitches. Now, he's a really good guy, great guy, like, tried to do everything to fix this, and, he told me he was gonna numb the area. I'm like, okay. I feel like I'm a damn fucking turkey baster right now, getting needles in me, and he's just like, this is gonna hurt, it's gonna feel like a pinch. It felt like, I literally felt every little thing. He had to numb around it, he couldn't numb the inside out of it, which you will see the pictures right here. I had a needle that big go in. And he told me it feels like a tattoo. Bro, if that felt like a tattoo, I would have never gotten this many tattoos that I have on me. No. And the whole time, like, the numbing worked. I didn't feel shit. But it's just very uncomfortable, and I thought he did all the stitches. He's like, no, I just cleaned that out. I'm pretty sure that went for a good hour. And when they're putting in the needles in me, I'm pretty sure my mom and my dad had to hold my knees down because I almost kicked him in the face. Like, kneed him. I was just screaming in bloody murder. And my mom's like, just squeeze my hand. And I didn't want to hurt my mom. I'm just like, ugh. It's just really the worst pain in my life. But then after that, they put like a cover and whatever. And I can feel everything that he's doing. It's really, really uncomfortable. Like, it's just like, it's right by my eye, dude. Like, I was just like, oh, no, like, just stop. And then he's like, oh, you can see where her bone is. And I'm like, can you stop saying that? Like, I'm awake, dude. I'm not asleep. I know what the fuck you're saying. And it's really uncomfortable when you're saying, oh, we can see her bone. This is her first layer, her second layer, and, like, blah, blah, blah. All these scientific terms. I have no idea what it is. I'm just like, ugh, great. So after that, like, 2 days later, I go back to the doctor. Everything's finished. Everything's done. And then he told me that it's literally attached to my bone. So, like, not to be weird, but, like, I can't, it moves, but it doesn't move, like, see this? It's stuck, like, right here, it's stuck to my bone. Like, I